make sure that you not only have a positive thinking but also have a negative strategy, because if you always move forward positively, you will not be able to foresee the crisis and the failures along the way, and you're not able to avoid them. So plan out the things that will make you fail and then work backwards so that you can avoid everything.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Jay Christ, and welcome to another episode of the Design Live Show. In episode 80 of the TDLS. Wow, that's really a great journey now. And I just want to, peel that 80 episode. But anyway, in this episode, I had an opportunity to get Jason De La Rosa on the podcast. Jason has been an entrepreneur for more than 20 years now, and he lived a life cultivating innovation and developing ventures. He is the founder of Bounce Back PH. It's a group of entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals in an intensified effort to fight the COVID-19 crisis. He is the author of the book The Practical Entrepreneur. He was a director of the Business and Innovation at the Technology Management Office of Ateneo de Manila University, and a founder of several technology and traditional ventures, including health tech, e-commerce, food and beverage, media and technology. He also mentors several startups to make sure they increase their chances of success and entrepreneurship using practical and hard-hitting concepts. In this episode, we talk about his awesome entrepreneurial path and ground-up stories. I learned a lot from this one. So we also talk about the whys on building the Bounce Back PH movement, which now has 31,000 local entrepreneurs and business owners helping each other to fight COVID-19 in the Philippines. And we also talk about how he was able to pursue his own creative entrepreneurial journey that you could learn from. Different venture ideas from the things he pursued throughout his entrepreneurial path, how to have a business mindset in your own pace, time, and setting, how to cope up with this crisis from mental and physical perspective, what to expect with the new norm that a lot of people are experiencing right now, productivity tools and tips you could use to be more productive while staying at home, and much more. So make sure to stick around until the end. And if you haven't already, please subscribe on the podcast. It's available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or any of your favorite podcasting app. And I'm pretty sure it's also available on Alexa Podcasts. And if you want to help someone as well or seek help from our local business community here in the Philippines, you can check out the group of Jason's Bounce Back PH by visiting facebook.com/groups/bouncebackph. And I think it's the reality now that this lesson, it's hard not to learn from it. It's hard not to ignore that, right? So maybe we can be a better human beings, a business owner or entrepreneur, or even just a human being, right? So, and help each other after this crisis, not only during this crisis, but after this crisis. So yeah, without further ado, I hope you enjoy this episode.
You're listening to the Design Life Show, a podcast that's helping everyone grow to live a meaningful and creative life. It's me, Jay Christ, a designer from the Philippines, best known for being an advocate of essentialism and optimism. I'm sitting down with awesome people to talk about their journey, their process, and the lessons they've learned along the way.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Jay Christ, and welcome to another episode of the Design Live Show. And I'm super stoked right now. And actually, we're recording it during this COVID crisis here in the Philippines. So I'm super pumped to have Jason De La Rosa of Bounce Back PH and here in the podcast. And I think there's a lot of great stuff that he could share for everyone, especially for creatives, entrepreneurs, or creative professional out there who are struggling right? So who are more struggling because of this crisis. So, and without further ado, Jason, uh, welcome to the
Yeah.
show. And how are you?
Hi. Thank you for having me. And It's been quite a busy day today. Doing a lot of webinars, and 90% of my time is on Bounce Back PH. So it's very, very busy helping entrepreneurs.
Gotcha. And I saw that, and I'm actually part of that group. And it's really interesting that you come up with this idea to really gather all the all the entrepreneurs, freelancers, or even in the business sectors in one Facebook group. And it's been a blast to be part of it, because there's a lot of good stuff happening right there. Just to give context for the listener, uh, um, what are your thoughts on starting the Bounce Back PH?
Well, Bounce Back PH was actually accidental. I was around March 14 during the start of the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to create a small group of entrepreneurs to help the frontliners and to help with food security, and just to create a think tank on how to help SMEs. So I invited some of my close friends from the business, and my friends from social circles, and I was just expecting maybe a few hundred, or at the most 1,000 people to join the group. But I was surprised after 3 weeks we grew to twenty
Mm-hmm.
thousand
Wow.
entrepreneurs, and right now we're including the regional groups. We're around 31,000 people already, members, all helping each other, um, try to cope with this crisis.
100%. And I think there's a lot of free webinars as well for those who are struggling right now with COVID, which is I find really really helpful, and especially for creative entrepreneurs out there who are struggling, or for those creative professionals who are trying to cope up with this crisis. And Jason, man, I think
Yes.
we've been friends in Facebook, and I've seen some of your stuff, and you have a book
Yeah.
as well. Can you give some context, just to go back with your journey? uh,
Mm.
how do you started as an entrepreneur? Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 plus years already. So I've ventured into a lot of businesses already. I'm into e-commerce, to food and beverage. I'm also an angel investor myself, so I have a lot of stake in some ventures. I also have an e-learning company, and I was also one of the directors of business and innovation at Ateneo de Manila University. So I've been mentoring a lot of startups and businesses all my life, actually.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And you have also the book, The Practical Entrepreneur, right? I'm mostly familiar
Yes.
with it, yeah, and I keep seeing it,
Yes.
and a great feedback for it.
Yeah. So I wrote the Practical Entrepreneur book last year. I published it last year, but since the COVID-19 crisis, I decided to turn it into an ebook product. So by next week, it will be already it will be available via online already, because
Got you. Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to deliver, especially outside
100%.
of Metro Manila. Yeah.
Yeah. We can share the link on the show notes. So just let me know, and I'll share that. And with regards to growing up as a I just want to go back a little bit more in your journey, right? Growing up as a as a kid, what is Jason, right? So how do you, how do you grow up as a natural kid, right? So I think I've always asking some of the guests here, and they are, it's really great to learn from their experience, from the ground up stories that that they've been,
Okay.
and I think it's really useful as well for creatives or aspiring entrepreneurs that who want to, to be to be someone like you, Jason. How is it growing up, right?
Well, growing up, I wasn't particularly interested in toys. Actually,
Toys.
that's what I remember. Yeah. So growing up, I was into books and reading. I did a lot of reading. I lived in Australia for many years.
Cool.
So I every weekend I would go to the public library and just read whatever I can read for 3 to 4 hours a day. Minsan almost the whole day I'm in the library.
Like you're a book
I
nerd
read,
dating.
yeah, I
Yeah.
read on history,
Mm.
technology, whatever I can read. And then I actually at around 8 years old I already learned how to program. So
Wow.
program software. So that
What
was one of my yeah.
what's the programming language back then, if you don't mind?
The programming language before was
Uh,
it you call it Basica.
ah,
So it was before Basic and
yeah.
Turbo Basic.
And COBOL,
Yeah.
or what's the first on that? COBOL or
No,
COBOL?
it's called
Uh,
Basica. It's called
Basica.
Basica.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I got interested. I got books. So 8 years old, I was already doing programming. And to cut the long story short, you know, I developed a lot of products. The reason why I was able to develop a lot of products is because of my curiosity and I love developing new things. So that was the start of my journey from being a kid all the way to an
Gotcha.
entrepreneur.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
And what's the first business that you've, try to invest to?
Okay. So
Mhm.
the first business is when I was third year college. Uh, I decided that while my classmates were handing out resumes in the job fairs, I decided to
Mhm.
not to hand out any resume.
Mhm.
So because if I get an offer from a company, I might be tempted to get that job, which I did
Mhm.
not want ever to get a job. So all my life, I never had an employer.
So you're been unemployed for for the
Yes, I've never been employed.
yes.
Yes, unemployed for life. And third year, I was selling greeting cards. So I was drawing greeting cards, selling greeting cards until the demand was so high. I um, I commissioned the art club of Ateneo to draw greeting cards for me, and I had the printing press print it. So I used the money that I sold initially to
Wow.
expand it and sell more greeting cards. But of
Mhm.
course, greeting cards are no longer
Mhm.
being sold that much right now because of email. Before,
Yeah.
email was still an
Mhm.
expensive tool.
Yeah.
Print.
Right now
Yeah.
we can just send some digital e-card, digital cards
Yes,
online,
yes,
right? And
yes.
it's really fast now. And uh with regards to that, I'm curious, Jason, with regards to your internal motivation, right? So when everybody wants a job, you was like uh you know turning into different directions to turn that into something, a business or whatever. What's your internal motivation with that? Is it do that is those learnings came from other mentors as well, or from books you have read?
Yeah, so a mixture. It's
Mm.
being with the right people. If you surround yourself with the people who who are motivated and um, who have ambition. So
Mhm.
you kind of inherit the things that they do or who they are. So it depends on who you associate with. I think that's one of the primary factor whether you succeed or not. Who you surround yourself
100%.
with.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%. And like what Dave said, I've heard the quote. I can't remember who's the owner of it, but he said that you're the sum of the people you surround with, right? So if you're surrounding yourself with negative people, you'll be one of the negative people as well, right? So,
Yes.
and I
Correct.
think that's really powerful.
Correct. Correct.
And yeah, basically I think before I don't know, for my own perspective here in the Philippines, business, having a business mindset is kind of tough to have, or maybe a privilege, I don't know, because I grow up in province and here in Cavite, and most of the jobs here are factory jobs or farming, right? So which is really important, and I'm not saying that that's not important, but with regards to having that business mindset in the early stage, does it really matter now that you need to have a mentor or to have a degree with regards to that? What do you think? What's the difference now compared to the settings before?
No, kasi right now we
Uh-huh.
don't. There are a lot of successful people who never had a mentor or never
Gotcha.
had a proper education. So I think uh, a lot of it depends on your environment, and at the same time with your motivation to learn new things. There's this businessman that said that a rich businessman, said that if you don't know how to do it, just learn as you go along, right? So I believe in taking action so that you learn from the failures and you learn from talking to people, you learn from actually doing it. So in my life as an entrepreneur, I've done a lot of things wherein I do it first before I even think about the business plan, because I believe that the business plan doesn't most of the time it doesn't, it's never followed. So
Gotcha.
I've had a lot of success just by doing something which I felt and I had the gut feel to that it will succeed. And more often than not, with the proper discipline and the proper humility to learn along the way and to handle and endure failure, usually it becomes successful.
Yes,
And it
100%.
all depends on that. Even without a mentor, even without a degree in entrepreneurship or business. Of course,
Mhm.
those things will help because you get to study. I mean, you get to develop your discipline in learning, right? But if you did not have that opportunity or the privilege to study formally, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed.
100%. And I think that's that's something that we could highlight, right, on that part.
Yes.
For those who are
Yes.
listening, maybe you should take notes, because I'm taking notes right now. And right, so with regards to I think uh uh I think it's also great to add as well, man, if you don't mind, that when if you don't have any degree, or if you don't have any idea how to start a business, maybe if you and also if you want to go faster, right, go with someone like, let's say, a mentor. Let's say I'm a newbie, right? So I want to be really successful like Jason, like a really uh, massive success like Jason have. And I think that's possible as well when you just reach out, let's and then maybe uh, treat him a coffee, right, or a meal, and then ask a lot of questions that you need to know. And I think that would be a great way as well to not figure things all by yourself, right? And I think based on Jason's story, when you figure out all of the things that you need to know, maybe millions of dollars or millions of pesos that you would lose before you figure out the right thing. But if you have a great mentor or a great friend that know the best tools or best best way to be really successful, I think that would be great, right? So imagine that value when you like this one. So I'm getting a lot of value with Jason because of his insights and invaluable insights. And it's really simple, right? We're just talking, or we're just talking remotely in a phone or in a Zoom. And it's really fascinating as well to know how he was able to overcome or to create the life, or to design the life that he really deserved. And I think that would be one of the things that I could highlight on that part, right? So
Yes.
yes, Jason, with regards to I think there's a lot of there's still a lot of people are struggling, right? And
Yes.
before, right, kahit wala pa yung COVID, right? So
Yeah.
now with COVID, how do you cope up now as an entrepreneur in a mental perspective as well, and especially in the
Okay.
physical perspective? Can you share your insights with all the listeners? Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I understand that most of the entrepreneurs now are struggling
Mm-hmm.
because I created a survey in Bounce Back, and the output is 70% of the entrepreneurs and SMEs only
That's
have about 2 weeks to 1 month left of cash, or you know um, money to burn or to spend.
mm-hmm.
And most of them have spent it on paying employees, or because they don't have cash flow, that money they're spending is not being replaced. So you are not alone, because 70% is a big number.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know this, that's only 300 respondents, but it shows that the struggle is very real.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's there are things that we have to do in order to help them, and that's one of the objectives of Bounce Back. So for an entrepreneur to bounce back from this crisis, number one is you have to look at yourself as an individual, and not as a business. First is you have to take care of yourself, or there will be no business anyway to
Mm-hmm.
right
Yeah.
to take
Mm-hmm.
care of. Yeah. So one thing you have to do is make sure you have the proper mindset. Number one mindset that you have to think about is, you have to first accept that things will not be normal, or things will not be business as usual anymore.
Mm-hmm.
With or I mean During or post crisis, it will be very different already. Okay. So that's the first thing you have to do, is accept, because if you don't accept, you will feel anxiety, and when you feel anxiety, you cannot move. You will not be able to solve problems, because you cannot think clearly. Okay. So once you accept the reality, second is you have to clear your mind. And when I say clear your mind, is not to sit still and meditate and think of nothing, but you have to replace your anxiety with something productive, and that will fill up your mind, clear it, and replace it with something else. Like what I do is, uh, when I have anxiety, I need to clear my brain. It's I have many things that I'm thinking about that's negative. I sit down and I write, all
Mm-hmm.
the things that I have to do and accomplish. and it fills my mind with things that I have to do and keeps me busy. Therefore, I forget the anxiety, right, that I'm feeling. So that's number two. You have to think of that. Number three, you have to start thinking about your goals, because goals will now change. The reason why we were very anxious and stressed is because all the very ambitious goals last year, your $1 million dream, your
Mm-hmm.
dream car,
Mm-hmm.
that's all, that's, I mean, it went farther away,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? That's what happened. So what do you do when that happens? You now have to rethink your goals. Don't think now, don't make success what society thinks success is, but you meditate, make sure that the success is your own version of success. So you have to meditate on that, and then you have to simplify your life. Make sure that um, you realize that you really don't need those non-essential things, because now we
Yeah.
realize that the essential things is much more important than the non-essential things in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
100%. Mm-hmm.
money, even if you have money, you cannot even buy essential things, right? Because of the difficulty in going out, because of difficulty in the quarantine, that you have to line up in the grocery. Even if you have lots of money, you still cannot buy freely, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you have to think of that. And then number four is you have to think always of the worst case scenario. Before, you always push forward, very positive, very optimistic. Although that's good, you still have to think about the negative. So I always say positive thinking but negative strategy. Always think of the
Mm-hmm.
worst case scenario and work backwards.
Uh, cool. Yeah, that's really, I think that's really, actionable with regards to coping up with this crisis. And I love that you mentioned the essentialism part, right? So I'm really big fan of essentialism. So I had, if you read the book Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg McCone,
Mhm.
if you haven't, man, you should check that out. And it's really, it's really like what you've said. It's really reframing how success means, or re-engineering how success means for your own, definition, right? So for your own meaning, meaning, as a business owner or as an individual, you should really define the
Yeah.
whys before. And I think there's a lot of people that's still struggling with this, right? So, and I think that would be powerful to really define your whys before starting anything else, because uh, we all know that struggling is, it's necessary, because we're trying new things, right? We're trying new things every day as an entrepreneur, or for creatives out there. Maybe you're trying every second of the day, because you're creating solutions for your clients, solutions for the society, or solutions for the community. And it's if you don't have the roots, or the main cause of what you are doing, and like what Jason said, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of money, if you have a lot of things right now. At the end of the day, it's the meaningful journey that counts, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Correct.
that's really.
And
Mhm. What's the
yeah,
last
and
one?
then
Yep.
you have to realize that
Mm-hmm.
we are all imperfect beings, and
Gotcha.
this crisis happened and everybody got affected. It's not because of you, but it's
Mm-hmm.
because in life unexpected things really happen.
100%.
Now you then how you prepare for those unexpected things. That's how what will define how much of an entrepreneur you are, because
And yeah. Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship is a game of endurance all the way.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And like what Deb said, top times never last, but top people do. So if you're top enough, in the game, right? To stay in the game. So make that jump and shoot that 3 points if you if you have any opportunities. And yeah, maybe that's a weird analogy, but I'll throw it anyway. So yeah, um Jason, with regards to I think you've shared a lot of great stuff in the bounce back community, and you're connecting a lot of great people as well, right? So and I've seen a lot of great webinars and interactive workshop. And how do you manage all of this stuff, right? So you've said that 90% of the time you're doing it now
Yeah.
as a founder, right? How do you manage this stuff, like helping others as well, while we know that we have personal problems as well, and it's
Yeah.
really tough to help someone and create a community to help each other.
Okay. Well, one of the key strategies of being an entrepreneur is being able to develop a good team,
Mm-hmm.
or teams. And of course, one of the secrets of productivity is really delegation.
That's true.
Delegation to the right people who can replicate what you can do. So I've been very, very blessed to have developed a really powerful core team behind Bounce Back
Mm.
help who helps every day in managing the whole Bounce Back movement, including moderation, donations, logistics. So we are around 20 to 30 key leaders of industry, retail, food and beverage industry, so events. So I gathered the best leaders in industry to be behind Bounce Back. Well, as for my personal businesses, I also have very good teams handling, and every day we meet online.
Mm.
It's already part of my routine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I'm able to do everything from my computer, my mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure that I'm productive by scheduling everything properly. If I'm not able to make it, I I I ask other team members to help me out. Of course, no one is getting salaries in Bounce Back, so
Yeah.
everyone's doing it
Mm-hmm.
out of compassion.
Yep.
And I want to thank all of the core team members of
Mm-hmm.
Bounce Back.
Shout out to all of the great guys behind it. So yep, and I think that's really a good way to give back as well in the community.
Yes.
And pretty much we need that as much as as much as possible. Everyone who wants to help someone. If you need help, ask help as well, right? Like what Jason said. I think you've said that in one of your interviews. And yeah, Jason, you've mentioned that I think you have a personal business then, and you're doing a lot of remote stuff right now and remote meetings. Have you doing this for a long time? I think I understand that a lot of businesses are not really familiar with this setting. How can you share a lot of your or some valuable insights or key takeaways that you can share for them, for those who are struggling to set up their remote team or set up their remote business?
Okay. So, well, actually, I'm using online tools
Mm-hmm.
now more than before the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I also learned new platforms. Like, for example, Zoom. It's the first time I used it in the
Mm-hmm.
quarantine. Um, and it is because people had no choice, because people were inviting them to these platforms to meet, so they have no choice but to learn it. But I think it will be uh, it will be a new normal to have video conferencing. So you make sure that you have the always on um, tools. We call it always on because at any given time you can actually conduct meetings through your phone or through your laptop, wherever you are. So I think it will continue to be like this because people saw the value of it They did not see the value of this
Uh-huh.
before. I
100%. Mm-hmm.
mean, there's so many advantages, like you
Mm-hmm.
can avoid traffic, you save time, and yet you are also productive. So I think everyone saw the value, and I see people just inviting people to have Zoom meetings or Microsoft Teams meetings or Google
Mm-hmm.
Hangout meetings more often because it would be time consuming just to see each other. So there will be more people who will see each other because they miss each other and they want to hang out. But for meetings, I think there'll be more conferences already,
Yes,
video
100%.
conferences.
Mm-hmm. And it's it's really great technology to collaborate with a lot of great great persons, individuals in the industry as well. And yeah, I've been using Zoom for I think 4 years, 5 years now, and I think this is really a really good platform. And as well Google Hangouts, right? So we know that some of the internet sites here are kind of kind of buggy, so Google Hangouts kind of lessen the bandwidth if you try that
Yeah.
out, like what Jason said. So I probably add that on our show notes below. So everything that Jason's mentioned, the tools and some of the recommendations. So I will put that on our show notes below for everyone. And yeah, so I think that's pretty a great conversation now for me, man. And I'm
Yes.
really thankful for all of your insights and to for sharing a lot of your uh, uh, ideas and advice, especially for entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah.
Before
No
we
problem.
wrap up the show, so I just want to with all the strugglings or challenges that you've gone through as an entrepreneur, as an individual, right? So as a Jason De La Rosa, how do you overcome, and what's your biggest advice for those people who who want to succeed within terms to entrepreneurship?
Okay. So the first advice, of course, is to make sure that your goals are aligned with what you really want.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one, because that is the only way you can create a path uh, of your own. Because it's very stressful to try to achieve the goal of someone else,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's what you
Mm-hmm.
have to avoid. Second is know the value of time. Time is the most expensive resource right now, especially right now. You people are realizing that uh, time is everything. Now you've lost the time to go out, you've lost the time to ano,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to now make use of the time to be productive. So I want to tell the entrepreneurs that you have to determine what drives results and what gives value in your life. And everything else you just remove already. So when you're about to plan out activities in your day, in your week, or in your month, make sure that you ask yourself two things. Does it give value to your life? Number two, does it drive results to what goals that I have written already down? So if it does not fall into these two categories, you can just remove it already. Because time is so precious, you can only fit what gives value and what drive results in your life, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then third is make sure that you not only have a positive thinking, but also have a negative strategy. Because if you always move forward positively, you will not be able to foresee the crisis and the failures along the way, and you're not able to avoid them. So plan out the things that will make you fail and then work backwards so that you can avoid everything, because entrepreneurship is a game of endurance, and you have to endure every step of the way because it's not easy, but it's very rewarding. So for this COVID-19, don't lose hope, because there are guys like us in Bounce Back who's helping. And of course, you go to Bounce Back PH. You try to help people, and you also be honest and seek for help. So you ask for help, and people are very willing to help you out. So please join Bounce Back PH official group, and then share it, invite people so that we can have more helping hands and volunteers to help the SMEs bounce back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Yes.
powerful, and I think that's really, really for me super valuable for especially the having a positive mindset and you know look back as well, or take step back for a minute and try to figure out what the challenges that you need to overcome. So especially for entrepreneurship, right? So for my interpretation, that would really mean positive, on a positive note. There's still a lot of ways to weather the storm, like what Jason said, and one of that is to helping everyone who needs help, and or of course asking help as well, by being honest 100% for you, with everyone, especially with your own self, right? So, and yeah, I think that's it, and that's a really really meaningful conversation with Jason, and I'm really glad to have you, man, on the show. And I hope you enjoy this episode and this talk with me. And yeah, for those who want to, I know that you mentioned the Bounce Back PH official Facebook group. How about if they want to reach you out, or if they want to ask you some questions, like mentoring stuff, or they want uh, to check out your book as well? Maybe you can try. It's worth it as well to invite them, or what's the best channel that they can reach you out?
The best way is you can message me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you can search for me. I'm an admin on the Bounce Back official PH official group. So you can send me a message. Although I can promise I can answer immediately because of all the messages I receive. But
Yeah.
but I'll make sure I read it, and then I can also help you by referring you to people who can help you better, depending on what you need. So there. So Facebook would be the best to contact me right now.
Good. So just search Jason De La Rosa, right? So yeah,
Yes.
with regards to the Practical Entrepreneur book, how they can find it, if they, we've mentioned
Okay.
this in our episode, how they can find it, if there's any way that they can check that out.
Okay. So go. I have a Facebook page, The Practical Entrepreneur. Just search
Mhm.
it, and then but starting next week we'll be selling the ebook already version. So we will be phasing out the physical book. So we will be all full digital plus mentoring and course already. So that's what we're gonna do starting next week.
Get you.
So
Yeah. Mhm.
go to the Practical Entrepreneur page on Facebook.
Get you. The Practical Entrepreneur on Facebook,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
for everyone who are listening, thank you guys for listening. If you're still listening in this episode until now, and I'm super thankful and grateful to have you, Jason, on the show. For those everyone who
Thank you.
want to reach out, just go. If you want to reach out with Jason, just scroll down below on our show notes below. You can see all the things that or the links that you need, and the tools or recommendations that we've mentioned in this episode. And if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcasting app, so please let us know if you love this episode by following me and Jason. If just reach out to me and give feedback, and that would be really means a lot. Just a short and honest feedback about this episode, and that would really mean a world to me and for us in this especially in this crisis. So that's it, man. Thank you so much for dropping by on the podcast, and again, thank you so much, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And that's it. So thank you so much, guys, for listening again to the podcast, and I really appreciate it. For those people who are asking me on how to support the podcast, you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. So in that way, you can help me to reach more people and make the podcast more discoverable within the ecosystem. You can also take a screenshot of this podcast and share it with your friends, colleagues, or to anyone that might be interested in this kind of contents. You can also support the podcast monetarily by visiting jchristeves.com/donate or patreon.com/TDLS. And you can also shop courses and tools online to design the life you really deserve by visiting my shop at shop.jchristeves.com. And you can book a call today. I don't bite, just let me know, guys. So the last one would be also by listening and to all the podcast episode and previous episode. And however you support my message, however small that is, more than enough, and it means the world to me. So thank you so much, and see you again next time.